The pre-patch brings with it tons of new builds for Havoc Demon Hunter, so today I'll be going over the Essence Break Momentum build for Keys and M+. Before we get to that though, a lot of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you enjoy Havoc content or just WoW content in general, consider subscribing. It would really help me out and wouldn't cost you anything. Now enjoy the video. So here we are in the Ventera Order Hall, and today I want to talk about the Essence Break Momentum build. Now, this wasn't a build that I featured in my guide. However, it's come up recently as kind of a in-between build for a bit more single target in M+, and a bit more AoE in Raid. It kind of sits between the two. It is a build we're going to be very familiar with whenever Dragonflight comes out, as it is going to be part of the talents we're going to run. For those unaware, the Essence Break Momentum build essentially just runs down the left side here, going down through Tactical Retreat, grabbing Momentum, grabbing Know Your Enemy, and finally grabbing Essence Break, and forms the core of the rotation that is going to be for Havoc Demon Hunter in Dragonflight. So, oh, I missed up a talent here. There you go. That's the build. So it's very important right now for people to learn this build, and it's been giving pretty good results. People like Jedith have been playing it in M+. It's definitely an option in M+, if you don't want to do the Glaive build or you don't want to do the SD build. It gives more of an AoE option without sacrificing as much on single target as the Glaive AMN build does. So it's actually pretty fun. However, it is also very complex. There's a lot of intricacies with it. Lots of different stuff that you have to figure out how to do. Your rotation needs to be done correctly. Also, your stats change a little bit. Crit gains so much value because of Know Your Enemy, which just gives you crit damage equal to your crit chance. So there's a few things that are just super different compared to the other builds. So today we're going to go over them and kind of give you my thoughts and, just let you guys know the general guide on all of that stuff Essence Break Momentum related. Again, once we get into Dragonflight, we are going to be rocking these talents all the time. Single target, we'll be grabbing these in the middle build. AoE, we'll be grabbing these in the right build. So it's very important right now to get familiar with this. There's a few different things you can do, but right now it's very, very important that you know how to do the Essence Break Momentum build. There's one talent point you kind of put wherever. Improved Chaos Strike. This node can also go down into Blinding Fury, just for a little bit more Fury gain for your, oh, I'm missing a talent. There you go. For your burst window. But otherwise, this is kind of how it's going to be. So we'll start off with a target dummy, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Go over here. So the whole rotation itself revolves around us doing incredible bursts during our Essence Break Momentum window. And the Essence Break Momentum window comes up every 40 seconds. You see here, 40-second cooldown. It lines up with I-Beam and with every other Vengeful Retreat. This is kind of what you want to be doing inside of it. So to start off, you're going to hunt. You're going to hunt in. Use your Fel Rush, quickly get momentum. Apply your brand to the target. Then you want to I-Beam. Then you want to Vengeful Retreat into Essence Break, and then just Death Sweep, Chaos Strike, Chaos Strike. And that's kind of the core of the rotation. Now, you'll notice a few things went weird there. Definitely a little buggy right now on beta, on alpha. But you can see that's kind of the core of our rotation. It involves doing a big burst with the I-Beam, with the Death Sweep, and with the Essence Break, and then fitting in 2 Annihilations. If you're in single target as well, you also can Metamorphosis onto the target to get another Death Sweep in, which I'll show you whenever my buttons come back up. But that is the core of the rotation. You want to have momentum going into your I-Beam, hit your I-Beam, and then immediately Vengeful Retreat, use Essence Break as you're flying backwards, and then hit it with a Death Sweep. So I'll show you guys again. I don't know why it's on M4. Get rid of that. So we'll put that up, throw brand on, rush in, I-Beam, then we're going to Vengeful Retreat into Essence Break, Death Sweep, meta, Death Sweep again. And you can see that time I fit 2 into the window. Because I got 2 Death Sweeps into that empowered window. Well, that's basically the core of the rotation. The other things, you want to be using your Fel Rush charges to keep momentum up when you can. Keeping momentum up is very important. Now, I will say that doing it as minimum as possible, so only using your Unbound Chaos procs, only using your Vengeful Retreats off cooldown, and then also only using the Hunt, is only a slight damage loss. However, of course, you want to be keeping up that buff whenever you can. It's just a pretty free buff. Gives us free damage. It's something you just want to keep up. And then obviously the rest of the rotation is just, never sit on charge of Fel Rush if you can. Keep your Sinful Brand on the target whenever you I-Beam. Try and work that in. With our Conduit, you'll have it for every I-Beam window. Trying to get out of combat. There you go. And then just make sure you're executing your burst properly. So again, it's I-Beam into Vengeful Retreat. And then while you're flipping through the air, you want to slash with Essence Break before you get too far away. And then go in and just Death Sweep. That's kind of the rotation and the talents. These are what you want to do. The choice for Blind Fury is to give us kind of the Fury in our Essence Break window. You can also put it into Chaos Strike for a little bit more single target damage. In terms of this, it's just for M+. You could drop all this stuff out. come down, maybe grab a few talents in here for single target if you want. Gives us a little more damage with Furious Gaze, and then you can drop this stuff and go down into the left side of the tree here if you want to play this build in a more single target setting. I need 2 more points. Here we go. Kind of do something like this, so you can grab Chaos Theory, or you can grab Inner Demon or Restless Hunter or something like that. Just for a little bit more single target, as opposed to the build over here, which grabs Rage Fire for the AoE damage. Yeah, you come down here. I have an extra point. There we go. So that's that. Now we'll talk about legendaries and covenants and all that jazz. In terms of covenants for this build, you want to just play Venthyr. Venthyr is just our best right now. I-Beam's damage is really good. Especially paired with Sinful Brand, you get that big AoE brand on the pack, and then you get to I-Beam them, extend the brand, do a lot of damage. It's just going to be our best. Our Conduits and Soulbind are also really good for Venthyr, so I'll show you guys those right now. These are wrong. I haven't changed these yet, but essentially what you want to do is basically this. If you're running Growing Inferno on the talent tree, you don't want to run this here. So you want to run Adaptive Armor Fragment instead. You can run Serrated Glaive, however, generally it's just not as good. In the Throglaive build, you're using Throglaive more, so Serrated Glaive gains some value. But realistically, Adaptive Armor Fragment is really good. 20% agility for 15 seconds every 30 or so is pretty powerful. But again, you could swap out Serrated Glaive if you want. You could also play Theotar. However, realistically, I think this is just really good. Getting the crit chance after Euphoria ends is very powerful, especially with Know Your Enemy, giving us a lot of damage in that regard. She also has just pretty powerful option to get 3 potency conduits, and then for endurance, you just want Fell Defender, Vicious Ink, and really our only useful finesse conduit is Fellfire Haste. In terms of legendaries, just rock Dark Libernalian. It's so powerful, giving an extra chance to reset I-Beam, especially because of the damage I-Beam is doing now. And it's just so strong. Fellbomb is really only used for the other build, the Throglaive build. In this build, you want the I-Beam damage. Lastly, for stats, crit gains so much value, especially with Know Your Enemy, giving 100% crit damage equal to your crit chance. So if I do a crit, it would be 235% damage instead of 200% damage. That's very powerful. Gem for crit, gem for mastery. Mastery is also very good. Haste is also pretty decent. Again, just drop as much versatility as you can. In dungeons, you want to grab the crit buff. And that is really it for this build. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them down below. There's a little quick guide on the Essence Break Momentum build. It's really important. Just keep up your momentum when you can, and it's really that one window that all of our damage is going to come in. So one more time for everybody, you want to get your Fel Rush in, then I-Beam, then Vengeful Retreat, Essence Break, and then Death Sweep meta, and then Death Sweep again if you can. And that's really going to be the bread and butter rotation. Outside of that, you just want to keep using your buttons on cooldown, try and keep momentum up as much as you can, yada yada yada. But that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be doing more videos throughout the week on the other 2 builds, doing quick little guides for people, and then I'll be doing some more Havoc and Vengeance content, as well as some other class content throughout the coming weeks. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave a sub if you can. I really appreciate it. So have a good one, guys.